Uncle Mort, how lovely to see you. My word, you do look well. Have you gone back on the pill again?
No, Dawnford. I'm still sticking to nasal inhalers.
You do right. Do you like my new frizzy perm, by the way?
Very nice, Dawnford. Was it done on the National Health, or did you put it out to private tender?
Yeah, I got it from catalogue, mail order. Now then, who's your friend?
Well, he's no friend of mine. He's family. He's my nephew, Carter Brandon.
Very nice to meet you, Carter. Do you like Karen Blixen?
I don't know. Which team does he play for?
Luke, never mind round Britain quiz. What about my belly? What about some grub, Dawnford?
But of course, I'll make up a tray. Homemade scones and a pot of Earl Grey tea.
Well, I'm not having Earl Grey's leftovers, Dawnford. Have you not got a couple of flagons of strong ale put by?
Ale I do not have, but I can provide a bottle of the most acceptable claret. It's red, if memory serves me correct. Now, do sit down on the patio and make yourselves comfy while I go and freshen up. Do you like gentleman's relish, by the way?
No, Dawnford, no. That's all finished when I stopped locking the door when taking a bath.
They settled themselves on the patio and watched Dawnford disappear through the French windows.
Well, can you see the family resemblance then, Carter?
Yes. It's uncanny, isn't it?
Certainly. I blame the tap water.
A jay clattered in the distant woodland. A willow warbler sang creamily. A white butterfly fluttered flimsily above the red currants and raspberries. And then Dawnford appeared bearing a tray of drinks and delicacies. He'd changed out of his fisherman's smock. He was wearing a daffodil yellow safari suit, pink calf sneakers, and a lime green silk shirt open to the third button down.
Don't tell you could fill it, Carter.
Yes. I like his gold medallion, though.
So do I. I wonder how far down the chain stretches.
Hey up, you lads. No whispering in public. It's rude. Now then, you've got the choice of claret or a rather delicate hock. It comes from Germany, does this particular hock, as a matter of fact. It's the white variety. It was recommended by Jancis Robinson.
Oh, well, that's conclusive then. I always have had a soft spot for call my bluff.
They tucked into the homemade brandy snaps, the cucumber sandwiches, and the cloudberry tartlets. Dawnford sighed long and deep and said,
Heard any news of Arthur recently?
Yes. I saw him in the fish and chip shop the other night. He got 3 portions of haddock and chips wrapped in the Financial Times. He brought them back because the paper had made them turn pink.
Oh, dear Arthur. Doesn't he look marvellous on the telly? So forceful, waving his arms and punching the air with his fist and looking so concerned and so masculine. Just like the Nolan sisters, don't you think?
Oh, aye. Only his hairstyle's in better nick, isn't it?
Dear Arthur. Such a misunderstood man.
In what way?
In everywhere. I mean, do you remember that awful miners' strike and the baseball hat he wore from breakfast time till supper?
I can remember the baseball hat, Dawnford. But the miners' strike's got me stumped for the present. Was it something to do with them wanting more garage space for their automatic Volvos?
Not entirely. It's rather more significant than that.
Was it?
Oh, yes, Carter. And do help yourself to another bonbon, if you know how to pronounce it. No, you see, the problem was that the media, in all its perfidy, never mentioned what my Arthur really wanted for the miners.
And what was that?
Better working conditions, of course, silly. You see, it all started at the Attersley Main Deep. The conditions were quite disgusting there. Arthur took one look at them, and he insisted that the shaft be immediately lined with Laura Ashley wallpaper, and those tunnel things where they dug out the coal should be wall-to-wall fitted with best Axminster stair carpet. And he said he'd bring the whole country to a standstill if the pit-head baths weren't provided with individual shower caps and complimentary sashes of Badidas.
I see. And did he demand a free issue of cake forks for their snap?
But of course. And he was terribly concerned about the plight of their families, too. You know, some of them couldn't even afford to keep up their subscriptions to the Folio Society and the National Trust.
Bloody diabolical. No wonder Anthony Wedgwood Ben seriously thought of becoming a socialist.
It's a classic case, isn't it? Two brothers playing the wrong parts in life. You see, what Arthur really wanted to be was an aesthete.
An aesthete, Dawnford? Well, you can earn a lot of money these days out of being an aesthete. Well, look at Sebastian Coe and his teeth. He's made a fortune since he turned into a professional amateur aesthete.
Yes. Do you know what I always wanted to be?
No, what's that?
I always wanted to be the working class equivalent of Clive Jenkins and be a trades union leader.
Well, you could have done worse, Dornford. You could have become the working class equivalent of Margaret Thatcher and turned into Her Majesty the Queen.
I don't want to be the Queen. I want to be Arthur Scargill. I want to be my brother. I always wanted to be my brother. I'd have made a much better job of it than him. I'm so much better at mispronouncing my words than him. My grammar's infinitely worse than his. I'm a much better mimic of the genuine Yorkshire accent. I'm terrific when it comes to looking sincere.
He began to sob. He sobbed, and he sobbed, and he sobbed. Uncle Mort whispered into Carter Brandon's ear.
Come on, lad. We'd best leave him to it.
Uncle Mort stuffed his jacket pockets with 3 bottles of claret and a bottle of hock, and he led Carter Brandon back to the car. In heavy silence they drove away from the cottage as dusk drifted round the flanks of the Galway bull and soft owls hooted in the evening mist. They found an inn with heavy-lidded windows. They brooded into their pints of best Yorkshire bitter. And Uncle Mort said,
Copenhagen United.
You what?
Copenhagen United. That's who Karen Blixen plays for.
Is it?
Yes. They got him on a free transfer from Tranmere Rovers.
That was My Friend Dornford. Stephen Thorne played Uncle Mort. Peter Skellen played Carter Brandon. Dornford Scargill was played by Jim Broadbent. And the narrator was Christian Rodsker. Uncle Mort's North Country is written by Peter Tinniswood and produced by Pete Atkin.